Hey team, welcome back to the MARCHON Gyms program and to a new 12-week training phase. So your KPIs for this new training phase are going to be a 3 or 5 rep max back squat, a 1 or 3 rep max bench press, and then max body weight pull-ups. Those are going to be your strength tests, and then our conditioning piece is called Mad Max. This is going to be 6 5-minute AMRAPs. You're going to be doing a 400-meter run buy-in, and then in the remaining 5 minutes, you're going to be doing max calories or reps on the following stations. It'll be C2 bike, ski, row, echo bike, burpees over the line, and shuttle runs. Your score will be your total calories on all 4 machines, plus burpees over the line, plus shuttle runs. So there is 1, back is 2 for the shuttle, 3, 4, 5, 6, all the way. Same distance that we were doing for lactate shuttle when we did it however many blocks ago. So there's your KPIs for the training phase. The week structure is the same structure that we've been following before, which is going to be Monday, Wednesday, Friday, full body strength, Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, conditioning. So Monday's strength session is going to be squat focused. That's when we're going to be doing our bodybuilding, our back squat, followed by our full body bodybuilding. And then your gain option is going to be some arms. Train option is going to be a mini Tuesday. So for your squat, we're going to focus on some higher reps. It's actually going to be the exact same progressions that we went through for your front squats. So we're going to be doing paused 8s, 10-8-6, paused 5s and paused 7s for men and women for 2 weeks. Then we'll be doing unpaused 5s and 7s, 5-4-3s or 7-6-5 descending reps. And then we will do a test again on week 12. For your part B, we are going to be doing, for your full body density, we're going to be doing some pull-up accessories. We're going to be doing some good mornings and some hinges. And then we're going to be doing some pressing. So the first 6 weeks will be a lat pull down. Second 6 week will be a single arm pull down. Both of those are going to be pull-up accessories for Friday's pull-ups. We're then going to be doing your hinge variation. So for the first 6 weeks, we're going to be doing a seated good morning, either with dumbbells or with a barbell. And then for the second 6 weeks of your accessories, we're going to be doing a snatch grip RDL, which is going to be a wider grip RDL. Reason behind that is that it's just working a little bit more of your mid back and your traps to stabilize the barbell out, rather than a regular RDL where your shoulders will be in line with your hands at the bottom. We're then going to be doing 6 weeks of a half kneeling kettlebell press, and then we're going to do 6 weeks of just a regular high incline dumbbell shoulder press supported with the bench. Your part C for gain option is going to be arms, always arms, and then your train option is going to be a mini Tuesday. So the comms for this is that what we do not want you to do is that if you're doing Tuesday's conditioning, we don't want you to do Monday's train. So if you're going to do Tuesday conditioning, we want you to do Monday's gain option. If you don't come in on a Tuesday, or you're not doing Tuesday for whatever reason, then by all means do the train option. But we are going to basically do a mini version of Tuesday. So there's very little point in you doing Monday's train option and then within the next 12 hours coming in and doing exactly the same thing again, but a slightly longer version of, okay? That's going to be your Monday full body. Tuesday's Mad Max, we're going to start off with, on week 1, a bit of a transition week, so it's going to be an easier effort, and then we're going to move to week 2 is where we'll test, and then we'll retest again on week 12. So for this conditioning, we're going to be doing different variations of AMRAPs, EMOMs, running under fatigue, with ergs and burpees and shuttles. So the idea is that Tuesday becomes very monostructural, and what we mean by that is we're not going to be doing a lot of hinging, we're not going to be doing a lot of squatting like we have been doing over the last previous blocks with the kettlebells, with the burpee variations, etc. So that's going to be our Mad Max conditioning. On Wednesday is going to be bench. Now, looking forward to guys testing a 1 and ladies testing a 3. Nice low reps here. So moving on from what we were doing on the previous training phase, we're going to follow a similar structure to what we've been doing. So we're going to do plenty of pause reps, some descending reps, and then we'll do some lower reps towards the end where we'll be doing 3s, 2s and 1s, or 5s, 4s and 3s. For your density piece on a Wednesday, we're going to continue on with our split squats. We're going to do 6 weeks of barbell Bulgarian split squats and then 6 weeks of kettlebell Bulgarian split squats. So still working on that single leg. You'll be doing some lat work in the form of a 3-point dumbbell row for the first 6 weeks, and then some feet elevated ring rows or just regular ring rows for the second 6 weeks. Then finally, we're going to be doing some delt accessory within that density piece, which is going to be some dumbbell lateral raises, followed by some cable lateral raises for the second 6 weeks for your part B. Part C, we are not going to be giving you a gain or train option. We're only giving you a train option. Now, what that conditioning piece is going to be on a Wednesday is going to be Athex Metcon. So this is going to be variations of the Athex Metcon, similar to what we were doing a couple of training phases before with the Athex conditioning pieces that we're doing. So the majority of this is going to be in pairs using AMRAPs, rounds for time, somewhere between 8 to 12 minutes of work. For example, the first couple of weeks, we're going to be doing some carries, some ergs, and then some dumbbell hang snatches. Just for those that are competing in Athex, they're staying sharp with some of those Metcon exercises, whilst the majority of our conditioning on this training phase is more monostructural, so ergs, running, burpees. Thursday, we are going to be doing some plyometrics. So this is going to be things like plyos, box jumps, running drills. Two reasons why we've done this. One is that because generally from a health perspective, in terms of getting your tendons to be elastic and explosive, and for you to be able to actually have really good relationship and contact with the ground, whether we're doing running, whatever it is, plyometrics are great. Everyone should be doing them regardless how strong they are, and we're going to have lots of variations and opportunities for us to scale and adjust for people that are newer to this, and then we'll have the option for people that are more experienced, are stronger to actually express some power with some of these box jumps, broad jumps, etc. So we're going to be doing 10-15 minutes of plyometrics at the start of a Thursday, and then Thursday is only going to be erg. So there's going to be no running on a Thursdays. It's purely going to be bike, ski, row, and echo bike. And what we're going to be doing a lot of is similar to what we were doing a couple of training phases ago, where we're going to be playing around with stroke rates, we're going to be playing around with RPEs, but something else that we're going to be introducing that we haven't done before is some nasal breathing. So we're going to be giving you different cues around breathe in through the nose, breathe out through the mouth, completely nasal or regular breathing. And this initially is going to feel very strange, but it's going to be a really good skill and way of you managing your intensity, because what we've been doing on a lot of training phases on a Thursday is actually some quite hard conditioning, and we want to make sure that we're not completely destroying you, particularly when you're coming into a Friday session. So Thursday is going to be a lot easier on the ergs, hopefully, and as well as developing a bit of power. Friday is going to be your pull-up focused. So, Thursday skills, I'll quickly talk about that. We are going to be doing a lot of clean primers. So we're going to be doing things like tall muscle cleans, high pulls, high hang clean, high pulls, those kind of things, positional work and priming, getting you comfortable in those positions to start. We're then going to be doing some clean and jerk complexes on a Thursday. So this is going to be things like muscle clean front squat push press, push jerks, high hang cleans with jerks, combining them together. You're going to do some clean pull variations, and then you're going to do some weightlifting, bodybuilding or weightlifting supplementary exercises, things like behind the neck strict presses, things like shrugs are going to all be relevant to weightlifting. So that's what your Thursday barbell club, and I'll talk about what your skills looks like in a second. On your Friday, we're going to be doing pull-ups in isolation. So we'll do a test on week 1 of some body weight pull-ups. If you haven't got body weight pull-ups, you have the option of doing banded. And then the idea is that you're going to do the same thickness of band when you test again in 12 weeks time. What we aren't going to be doing a lot of is banded work over this training phase. We're going to do a lot of eccentric pull-ups, and so things like 2-second chin over bar holds, 5-second eccentrics for the first few weeks, really to develop that. Those of you that have the ability to be able to pull back up into the pull-up will do that. Those of you that don't, you're just going to be stepping down after you've done the bottom of the pull-up and then back up into the top position. So there won't be much requirement for any scaling for the first few weeks. And then for those that have the ability to be able to do multiple bodyweight pull-ups, will then start to progress you towards a max effort test of unbroken reps. You don't have to do them completely unbroken. You can't come off the pull-up bar, but you can rest at the bottom of a dead hang and continue. So that's going to be your pull-ups, and we'll work through that for the 12 weeks. The second part, or part B, is going to be some deadlifts and some pressing. So the idea is that we're going to be doing deadlifts for strength maintenance. So we're going to be doing 8s, 6s, 5s, so 2 weeks of each, and then we'll repeat that again, 8, 6, 5. Idea being that it's only going to take you a couple of warm-up sets to get into your first working weight. And then it should feel like maybe 70 to 80% of what you could do for a heavy 8 or for a heavy 6 or for a heavy 5. And we're going to supplement that with some dumbbell bench press, which is going to follow the same rep pattern. After that, you'll then have a bit of density, which is going to be 3 exercises back to back. We're going to do some quads, some biceps, and some triceps. So for your quads, we're going to do some goblet cyclist squats for the first 6 weeks, and then some front rack cyclist squats for the second 6 weeks. Then you're going to be doing barbell curls and then some standing supinated curls first 6 weeks, second 6 weeks, and then some single arm push downs and some skull crushers for the first 6 weeks and the second 6 weeks. So that's going to be your Friday session. Saturday, skill and send. So your send is very much going to stay the same, where we're going to be doing teams of 2, 3s, 4s, maybe 6s at times, working through differences of mixed and monostructural. You're probably going to see more mixed pieces because there is a little bit more monostructural conditioning in general throughout the week. On your skills, on a Saturday, we're going to be doing the same primer that we were doing on a Thursday. You're going to be doing some cleans in isolation, and then you're going to be doing some jerks in isolation. So Thursday is going to be more skill and movement quality, whereas Saturday is going to be expressing some loads more often. So it's going to be things like EMOMs and sets of power cleans, EMOMs and sets of push presses, push jerks, split jerks, and then you will have some gymnastics complexes. So we're going to be, because we haven't got any turf games or anything like that coming up, we're going to be doing a lot more positional work, things like hollow holds and hollow roxes, hangs, beat swings, before we start to reintroduce some of those strict toes to bar, kipping toes to bar, hanging knee raises, etc. So that's going to be your Saturday skill. Then you're going to have your Saturday send. I've also put in some an optional accessory on a Sunday. So that optional accessory on a Sunday is going to be calves and abs. This is just for you to do in your own time, whether that's at home, whether that's in an open gym after a class, before a class, coming in on a Saturday, whatever. It's no requirement for you to do it. But if there's anything that you feel like you're missing, this is a perfect opportunity maybe for you to hit some core, some additional calves, maybe for you to hit some arms or some glutes if you wanted to as well, but I'm not included those. But if you feel like you want to do another open gym session, use that open gym credit, then by all means that optional accessory is what it's there for. So another banging 12-week block, very much looking forward to it. Make sure that this week, week 1, you really record everything in the app. Make sure you've got everything that you need to be able to test and retest, so that when it comes to week 12, you've got plenty of evidence of serious gains. And that is this new training phase, and we look forward to seeing you in the gym. Peace.